All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Golden. We're back to championship court here at the PPA Orange County Cup. This is my first time to San Clemente, California. I've been to California. I've been very fortunate to get to travel the country because of pickleball. Prior to finding pickleball 5 years ago, I really didn't travel out west at all. I had never been to California before I found pickleball. And with the opportunities that I've had to be a part of special tournaments like this PPA tournament here that we are watching this week, I've had the opportunity to come to some cool places. This venue is first class. We've got a stadium with artificial grass around us. It's concrete bleachers, and then the grass is where people are sitting there. Their butts are sitting on that, and it looks very comfortable. I love that they've done this. It's just a great look, a great view. The weather is spectacular here as well. It's a cool, light air, light breeze. And what we've got next, as you look on championship court, we've got Gabriel Joseph, who last week at the APP SoCal Classic took down J.W. Johnson. He's going to be serving here first to Tyler Loong. And right out of the gate, a side out. The lefty Tyler Loong, if you've ever watched Tyler play, he's one of the best in the business at the Ernie shot. He does it as well as anyone in the business. You're going to see some really athletic plays here from both these guys. They cover sideline to sideline, baseline to kitchen extremely well. Two of the fastest, most agile players we have. And I think it's even evident on video, but especially in person, how hard Gabriel Joseph hits the ball with that electron paddle. That's an example of what I was speaking about just a few minutes ago, as Gabriel Joseph rips that two-handed backhand for a winner straight down the line. It's hard to tell where he's going to go with that ball. He hits it with tremendous pace and power, as you just saw. There's another example of him ripping that ball, that time having some top spin and going cross-court with it. Beautiful execution. Oh, that's tough right there as Tyler Loong shows a little disgust as the net favors the shot of Gabriel Joseph there. It's early this morning. It's about 9:30 California time. And these guys are waking up, getting their blood flowing. Some of their shots are going to be mishits and misfires, but at the same time, it's pretty impressive what these guys do early in the morning. They've each had a round, I believe. Gabriel got a bye. Yes, Gabe got a bye in the first round. Then he just beat Mark Innes 11-4, 11-1. Little tune-up game there. Tyler Loong played Matt Chow in the first round, winning 11-8, 11-1. So these guys both having first rounds for them, winning in 2 games. And here they are squaring off on championship court now. Tyler finally on the board. It's a little different playing a lefty as they're set up slightly different than most right-handed players play. That's not. Score is 3-2. Referee actually called out 3-0, and Tyler Loong was like, wait a second. I've put 2 points on the board. It's a good lead from Tyler Loong. Getting the ball back now at 2-3. Tyler, as you know, is a Vulcan-sponsored player wearing Acacia shoes. Gabriel Joseph with Team Electrum. The all-black, sleek-looking paddle from Electrum. You can tell where Gabriel Joseph hits most of his shots. If you look at that paddle, it's right in the middle at the sweet spot. That's a good indication that you're on point with your shots. There's a good cross-court forehand. That's going to work there for Gabe Joseph, as Tyler is a lefty, so that's his backhand. Mr. Joseph likes to have conversations with himself. He just said, why do I ease up like that? I like watching animated players, and Gabe Joseph is one of those. Tyler Loong is also animated, but in a different way. It's less verbal. He uses more of his body language to tell us what's going on. So Gabe calls that ball out and then says, sorry, Tyler. So I heard him do that a little bit last week as well. I think that may just be an automatic thing, is when it's a close ball and you call it out, you just apologize. But he doesn't really mean sorry in that way, because he wouldn't have called it out if he was that sorry. All right, a quick separation here in game one as it's 6-2 now. 7-2 as he clips the net. Again, the verbal, or non-verbal, I should say, body language from Tyler is more like, are you kidding me? There's a great point there from Tyler Loong out of Utah. Gabriel Joseph from California. Tyler Loong just doesn't seem himself to me right now this morning. Some of these guys play singles, but their heart's not in it quite as much as they used to be. I don't know if that's the case for Tyler Loong. I've never spoken with him as to if he likes singles versus doubles versus mixed doubles. But he just seems a little bit off here in game one as he's missed back-to-back returns. The game started close at 3-2, and now Gabe has separated himself at 2-9, and rather quickly, I should say. That's a good net ball, clipping that white net cord, and I think Gabriel just stabbing at it. It probably would have gone out, honestly, but you've got to make those quick decisions. And with the blink of an eye now, it's 4-9. Good hustle, but ultimately, if you can't drop that ball back into the non-volley zone and reset it, it's going to be easy because there's only one of you out there. You can't depend on your partner to bail you out in those situations in singles. Looks like Gabe likes to go sidelines. He doesn't really return down the middle as much. Some of the guys, like Ben Johns, I noticed, likes to go down the middle with his returns, I guess taking away some of those angles. Looks like Gabriel likes to push the pace and put the ball in the corners on his returns. That's good defense there from Tyler Loong, anticipating well. at the shot that Gabriel Joseph's going to be taking. Sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong. That time he was correct in his anticipation of it. I would say that Tyler might be missing some serves and returns early because he's not used to the thin air, but he's from Utah, so the elevation is very similar, could be even thinner. And so don't know if that's the reason or if he's just slow starting here, but nice cat and mouse there. Good leave by Tyler Loong as that ball sailed way out. He said something to the effect about a knuckleball. I'm not sure if he was talking about his shot or Tyler's. Maybe it was Tyler's shot that was being referenced there. That's a great job. Tyler switching his game plan up just a little, trying to drop that third shot in soft. And it's dangerous because if that ball stays up at all off the bounce, Gabriel can roll the ball cross court better than anybody I've seen. And then he can do that right there. So he really keeps his opponents off balance by holding the ball on his paddle to the last second and then pulling the trigger based on what his opponent's doing. 10-5 now, game point. And there it is. Very aggressive in game one from Gabriel Joseph, taking down Tyler Loong in game one, 11-5. We're going to take a quick break. This is Scott Golden. We'll be back to the action in a minute. County Cup, we're at the Lifetime Fitness, and Tyler Loong's going to be serving in game two as they switched ends. And right out of the gate, Mr. Joseph dictating the point from the non-volley zone, getting that side out. Good hustle play from Tyler Loong, though. Loong pointing with his paddle initially, the ref not noticing that he did that. Then he gave the both hands signal down, indicating that that ball landed. It's a good leave. Gabe not happy with that forehand as it sailed up and out of bounds. Loong missing real wide there on that forehand, and he lets out a wow. A wow, man, as he's frustrated with his play so far. Game two starting about like game one did. Unforced errors being the difference in game one, and now here for game two. Starting very similar. Another unforced error. A lot of this is caused by the aggressive serve that Gabriel Joseph brings with that Electrum paddle. He really gets good top spin, and Loong trying to keep that ball deep and low. And I think that's what we're seeing here. He's got a couple missed returns early. He just doesn't seem comfortable yet. Maybe he'll get it going here in game two. There's a good rip. Two nice, strong backhand rips there from Tyler Loong to get on the board. Maybe that'll get him shocked. Get that system going. Gabriel quick to point out where the ball landed out of bounds. Seemed pretty confident to me. I couldn't tell. I'm up here sitting above the court. That back right corner for Gabriel. I can't see unless I'm leaning in, so I think we're starting to see Tyler Loong wake up a little bit. He was frustrated with his efforts in game one. We're seeing him turn it up, the intensity just a little. If you don't pass the opponent on that first one and they're able to get up to the non-volley zone like that, that's going to be tough. They're going to push you back and forth. Both guys looking to get up to the kitchen quicker. Tyler Loong in the white shirt just looking very frustrated right now. Gabriel Joseph does that to players. Mr. Joseph coming off a big championship gold medal win, bringing home some cash against J.W. Johnson last week at the APP SoCal Classic. Coming into this weekend with a lot of confidence. He just finished up that singles run on Sunday, and now here he is back on the court playing in the PPA on Thursday. We're going to take a quick break. This hydration break brought to you by Jigsaw Health. We'll be back in just a minute.
Lucia Kovalova. Pickleball cocktail.
And cut.
Patrick, did you get all the shots you need? Because I would really like to go play pickleball.
Lucy, I'm making art here. Did Michelangelo take a break from the Sistine Chapel to go play soccer?
Places, everyone.
If she's got to go, I can take her spot.
All right, after that quick hydration break and timeout, it's again 6-2, just like it was in game one. There's Tyler's Ernie, but Gabriel Joseph able to put it in the one spot that Tyler Loong cannot track that ball and get it back. Beautiful execution from Gabriel Joseph, a little fist bump. Oh, man. That's very frustrating as Tyler Loong was completely controlling that point at the kitchen, and then the ball clipped the net and went up a little too high. Great defense from Tyler Loong right there. He held his ground and ends up winning that point. Wow, that was fantastic defense from Tyler Loong. Sometimes you just throw your paddle at it, stab at it, and hope for the best. That one ended up working out as he forced the error from Gabriel Joseph, ultimately getting the ball back now at 2-8. 3-8. He's got to string multiple points together here, create a little momentum as he's found himself into a hole 2 games in a row. Joseph's so quick on his feet. He puts a lot of pressure on his opponents as he's able to track the ball really well. These guys are funny. These pro-level players, they're so hard on themselves. Any mistake that they make, they're just really, really frustrated with themselves, and it's fun to watch these guys. Again, that's just great execution. Gabriel Joseph finding himself up at the non-volley zone a lot, controlling the point, pushing Tyler Loong sideline to sideline, ultimately getting the best of these points, up 8-3. I actually thought that ball landed out, but he chose to play it. Sometimes when you're trying to hit and look down at the same time, it's very difficult. So he chose to play that one. Those close balls are tough. I think you should play them. It's easier for me up here in the booth to look down at the baseline, sitting still and call it out or in, but these players are seeing it in real time. That's just too good from Joseph. Every time he hits a winner, he looks up into the crowd. I don't know exactly who he's looking at, but he's got some type of support system up in the stands. Scores 9-3. That ball didn't bounce up quite as much as he was hoping. He got under that and, for lack of a better term, shanked it out of bounds. Loong down 6 with the ball. He's got to push here. He's got to start getting more aggressive and trying to put the pressure on Gabriel Joseph here. I don't think that's going to get it done. Joseph in complete control. Every ball he hits right now is staying inside those white lines. Not saying that Loong is conceding at all, but he's down a game and down 7. He's got to find a way to close this gap. It's easy for us watching to say, oh, he should do this or do that, but these guys are adjusting on the fly as it's unfolding. Not a lot of time to make adjustments when it's 5 to 7 seconds between points. It happens very quick, and often these singles points don't go very long. Foot fault and a missed shot from Tyler Loong. As 11-3, the final in Game 2. We're going to wrap this one up as Gabriel Joseph takes complete control of Game 1 and Game 2, taking that momentum from last week, rolling it right into the PPA Orange County Cup here on Thursday. A beautiful day in San Clemente, California at the Lifetime Fitness. We'll be back to the action. This is Scott Golden. Stay tuned.